Okay guys, I just had a quick one for you. Decided to stay late and try to get this one diagnosed. So, there's two complaints on this vehicle. It's a 2012, I believe, Toyota RAV4. And one of the complaints is the AC doesn't work. So, when it first came in, hooked up the AC machine, went ahead and recovered it. There was only 0.1 pounds. I've already done all that. You know, just thought it was gonna be something easy, you know, low freon. And it's actually a couple of things. So went ahead and filled it, put a pound in it. That's, you know, that's between the min and max spec for this system. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn the AC off. And turn it back on. As long as I haven't permanently fixed it. Yeah. So I couldn't find anything about this problem anywhere in service information. But if you look, this is a clutchless AC compressor. It just has a variable solenoid inside of it and this flow sensor. And I could not find anything about this flow sensor in service info. It just says basically, if it's 0 volts, then it's shorted or open, and then if it's, you know, 5 volt, or if it's around 0 volts or 0.3 or less, it's shorted, and anything like 4.5 or 4.8 or something like that and up, it's open. And so the problem I had was I couldn't find out, you know, it's 3.7, that should be well within the spec, this system should be working. If we go and look, my ambient temp's okay. It says it's 90, the car's been running, it's not 90 in here, but it's, you know, it's close, and it's, you know, in the front of a hot car. Engine coolant temps, almost 200, it's been running for a while. Adjusted ambient temp is 73. Regulator, the evap temp sensor says it's 76, that's probably correct. I've had it working for a little while until I shut it off. The pressure sensor says it's 185 PSI, all that's working. The regulator control valve though is pulling 0 amps, so it's not working at all right now. And it's at 3.7 volts. And I finally found a thread on Diagnostic Network, and I don't know if you guys are a part of that, but it is a great resource for stuff like this. But what I found was that I could turn this on bidirectionally. And there is no, let me get that to focus. There is no magnetic clutch relay. There's just an open hole, clutchless AC compressor, so nothing. The AC amplifier will not turn this on unless it sees 3.8 volts or above. And so what I did, if I can get it to focus, is way down in there. Let's see if I can get this to focus. I apologize, guys. It keeps trying to focus on my light. I don't know if you can see it, but that little black spot. Let me go get a different light. Okay, you can kind of see it. That black circle just below that hose clamp, kind of on that silver corroded aluminum body. That is the flow sensor, where it's attached to the flow sensor. And I'm going to tap on that and see if I can manage to get all this in one shot. And when I tap on this, it should jump up to 3.8 volts. Or a little bit higher. I think it hits like 3.83, and then it'll go down and the regulator will close. Yeah. There you guys go. And right there, all I did was I just barely touched the back of that valve. And I've already had it unplugged. There's nothing wrong with the connector. There's nothing wrong with the pin fitment. It's really hot, or I'd show you guys that. I'm sorry, you're just gonna take my word for it. But there was no pin fitment issue. Nothing wrong with the connector. It seats fully, no corrosion that I could find, nothing. So something is wrong with this sensor internally, because now we're pulling almost an amp on the regulator current control, and we're at 2.6. You know, it came up and it dropped down on the flow sensor. And we're still gonna have, probably gonna have some issues, you know. Our pressures look, it's probably 70 something in here. And our pressures look good enough for what it is, with having a bad flow rate sensor and having been that low. And there is still a leak somewhere, so you know, we don't know where that is yet. Gonna find out. I put some dye in it. I'm not a huge fan of dye in systems. We'll see what the customer goes for. There's never been any dye in this. You know, I have a CO2 leak detection tool that hopefully I'll get to show you guys on this one. If I can't, then eventually I will show you guys that tool whenever I get a chance. We're coming into the winter months, so AC complaints are, you know, starting to go down, and starting to get more of the my heater doesn't work sort of complaints. So we'll do what we can. Even if I need to show it to you guys on an evap system or something like that, I'll do my best to show you guys that tool as soon as I can. So if the customer wants to go for it, then we'll do it on this. I'm gonna let this thing sit with Freon in it overnight just to see what the loss is. And obviously, you know, we have a compressor that only works after I've touched it. It will work the entire time until I turn it off. But I can't leave this thing running inside, you know, overnight unattended. So it's not going to give the dye time to circulate. So we'll just kind of see how all this goes. And I'll bring you guys back in on this, or I'll at least post something, you know, after the video, sort of like the Mini Cooper, where, you know, if they deny it, then that's, you know, all I can do. And if not, you know, then we'll go from there. And I guess we can see how cold it's blowing before I shut this thing off. Let's see. Sorry, I'm not exactly practiced at looking through the viewfinder instead of looking over the camera and trying to keep it all in shot. It feels pretty good, all things considered. The pressures look good and the volume is still there, so it doesn't have just a giant open hole anywhere. Well, maybe it's not as good as it feels like just from my hand. And I am all the way cold. And that's not ideal. Well, I guess we'll see, you know, we'll see what the customer goes for. We'll inform them that it's also not the coldest. I haven't checked the cabin air filter yet. You know, we may have a problem. Maybe there is no cabin air filter. Somebody took it out. The condenser's full of, the evaporator core may be full of debris. We'll see what they want to do, but it's not going to work at all without a compressor. So we'll start there and just quote it all out and see what they want to do. And if they want to continue, then I'll bring you guys back and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys.